Hello my friends, today we're going to talk about future jobs in supply chain and operations. And yes, millions of jobs will disappear because of AI, but the goal of today is not to create more anxiety, but really to talk about opportunities. So I'm going to talk about two new jobs that are booming at the moment with big money, and my goal is really to help you to be part of the winners to become unicorns. So let's have a look now. All right, my friends, so I'm going to try to keep it simple. Don't judge me. I'm not an artist yet. I mean, you can judge me in the comments if you like. Okay, so we have the future jobs. First, before talking about the new ones, I want to talk about the current ones. And 80% of the jobs in supply chain and operations, they have a name called the most famous job, firefighter. And trust me on that, I know what I'm talking about. Firefighter, fire, stress. And this is, I've done this job for many years, been working in supply chain and operations for the last 20 years. And I would say that 80% of the jobs, they still have this way of working today. On the other side, we have what I call the unicorn. Unicorn. And I will do my best to help you to become one of them. They are very rare, very precious. Here we go. Look at this beautiful drawing. Oh my God, what I'm doing. Okay, that's my unicorn, great. So unicorn, and on the other side, firefighter. How do we get there? First, we have to understand what is the firefighter doing? You have two roles around the firefighter. You have the executor. Sorry for my French accent, but not sorry. And what is doing the executor is repeating like a repetitive task. Like, you know, like every day you have to send emails, you have to update your ERP system, to upload your forecast. You have many meetings, always the same problems, and it's kind of exhausting. You repeat small tasks many times a day, 10 to 12, 15 hours a day. That was my life, and I had a big team, like of 50 people repeating tasks. On the other side, so you have the executor and you have also the fixer. So the fixer, instead of like building sustainable system, it will just fix and not focus on the root cause. And for example, recreate the same spreadsheet every week, we're trying to patch all your operations, but not sustainable. And this is where you have the danger zone, because all of these jobs will be automated soon or later by AI. So my goal is to go on the other side. What is the other side? On the other side, we have what we call two new roles that are booming at the moment. The first one is what we call orchestrator. Okay, and the second one is what we call the builder. And I really want you to be part of it. So what is the orchestrator? The orchestrator, by definition, he will not execute repetitive tasks, but he will manage by exception. Okay, so only focusing on exception, because the rest will be exception. Oh, I never know how to write this. Exception. I like to say that it's 199. So instead of have a lot of things to do, you will arrive on Monday morning and all will be run automatically by programs, by agents, and you will just open, see a report, and just manage the exception and verify what the machine did during the night, during the morning. Then it's going to facilitate and work with humans. So you will have AI, apps, agents, but also it's going to facilitate and work with humans, because trust me, we still need humans in this world. And it's going to facilitate to get the right information to feed the machine. It's going to go to this, for example, S&OP or IBP meetings to find a consensus. IBP, for example, I've been part of this job, and I can also teach you how to become an S&OP and IBP leader. So at the end, the orchestrator, instead of executing, he will orchestrate your business, and you need to have good skills as well to talk about business. So the orchestrator knows how to navigate with technical stuff, with business, with people. They could be the supply chain manager or director of tomorrow, but trust me on that, most of the people, if you have the title like S&OP IBP or supply chain director, most of the people today, they are not orchestrating, they are executing and they are doing firefighting most of the time. So the goal is really to shift this mindset and this way of working. On the other side, you also have the builder. And what is going to do the builder? Is going to build apps, tools, agents to orchestrate the supply chain and your operations. So these people will help these people to do their job with the right tools. And these people before, they were like Mr. or Mrs. Excel. And I was Mr. Excel before, and I got massive opportunities to simplify and automate tasks. The good news of today is today you have AI. So before you have an ERP system like SAP, terrible ERP system for most of the companies because it's old and rigid, but you will get your data and create a spreadsheet. Okay, that will automate because you can't do it or it's not friendly user in your ERP system or just too expensive. Now, thanks to AI, you can build, for example, apps, application, programs, agents, part of the app. That will basically do the job of Excel before, but much faster, much bigger, and execute a lot of tasks that we humans were doing before. Okay? So the builder has a key role today and tomorrow because it's going to facilitate and automate the whole operation and also make his job, the orchestrator, much easier because he will create the tools for that. The good news as well is you don't have to become a developer anymore because thanks to AI, you can build stuff much faster and much easier. So trust me on that. If you're a builder or if you love to build, go to this direction. You will have a lot of opportunities. So now I have a question for you. Do you feel you prefer to become an orchestrator or a builder? And if you want to become a unicorn, you should not only focus on one, but the two. Because at the end of the day, what you want to do, you want to automate. Automation. You want to automate as many things as possible that the human can do, and AI will help for that, but it will not replace everything. And if you can combine in the same time the role of builder and orchestrator, because most, for example, small companies, they can't afford to have these two profiles. So for example, you are a supply chain manager or director or S&OP manager, and you're going to build your own tools to orchestrate your business. And if you can do both in the same time, trust me, you will have massive opportunities in terms of money, opportunity, freedom. You will be able to choose where you want to work, with who you want to work. And that's my goal with you guys. I really want to help you to move from firefighting to become a unicorn, at least an orchestrator, a builder. I can help you for that because for that, you need practical experience. You need deep skills that you're going to use whatever the version of Claude, of ChatGPT. And you need to practice and build as much as possible because today it's much easier than before to build. So if you want to follow me on this journey, follow me and give me a comment which one of these jobs you want to be part of, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. All right, so you can see we still have opportunities. AI is not going to kill all the jobs, and I really want to help you to be part of this winners during this revolution. So if you want to go deeper with me, I can teach you to become orchestrator and builder. You can check the link below and let me know if you like it, if you have any questions, and I see you for another video.